Hello everyone, welcome to our new lecture. We are discussing chapter number 3, that is current electricity. So far we have studied about the potential and potential difference. We know some important parameters which are related to the current electricity. Okay, so we know about current, we know about the resistance. Okay, we have seen what is potential difference, what is the SI unit of all these parameters. And we have also studied one law, that is Ohm's law. Okay, so which was given by Sir George Simon Ohm. Okay, so we have studied that particular law, which clearly shows V is directly proportional to the current. Okay, now in the previous lecture we have studied about the electric circuit. Okay, so we know there are several components which are used in the electric circuit. Okay, and if we want to represent an electric circuit in the form of a figure, okay, we call that figure as circuit diagram. Okay, so we have seen the symbols for each and every component which are used in an electric circuit. Okay, now in this particular lecture we are going to see what is meant by conductor and insulator. Okay, now as we have studied about the resistance. Okay, so what is resistance? It is the opposed force or opposing energy which stops the flow of current in any substance. Okay, suppose there is a substance from which electrical current can flow, but if we are using a component called as resistor, okay, if we add the resistor in that particular substance, a some amount of current is going to be stopped. Okay, so what is resistance? It is the opposed to a flow of electric current. Now, depending upon the resistance of any substance, we can divide these substances into conductors and insulators. Okay, so any substance who allows the flow of current through it is called as conductor, whereas any substance who do not allow the flow of current through it is called as insulator. मतलब ऐसा सब्सटेंस जिससे करंट फ्लो हो सकता है उसे हम कंडक्टर बोलेंगे, और ऐसा सब्सटेंस जिससे करंट फ्लो नहीं हो सकता उसे हम क्या बोलेंगे? इंसुलेटर बोलेंगे. So let us see the definition of those two terms. Now, what is conductor? These are the substances which have very low resistance and are called as conductors. Okay, ऐसे सब्सटेंस जिनका जो रेजिस्टेंस होता है वो बहुत ही कम होता है उन्हें हम क्या बोलेंगे? कंडक्टर्स बोलेंगे. ओके, करंट कैन फ्लो इजीली थ्रू सच मटेरियल्स. ऐसे सब्सटेंसेस से जो करंट होता है वो इजीली फ्लो कर सकता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आयरन, aluminium, copper. Okay, these are all examples of good conductors of electricity. Okay, अब ये insulator देखो क्या है. What is insulator? Those substances which have extremely high resistance and through which current cannot flow are called insulators. So what are insulators? These are the substances which have very high resistance. So it stops the flow of current through it. Okay, जो करंट है वो इन सब्सटेंस से फ्लो नहीं हो सकता. ओके, अगर हम लोगों ने पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस अप्लाई किया भी है इंसुलेटर को, अगर हम लोगों ने उसको करंट प्रोवाइड करने की कोशिश की भी है, तो भी उस पर्टिकुलर सब्सटेंस से जो करंट है वो फ्लो नहीं होगा एक टर्मिनल से दूसरे टर्मिनल की तरफ. ओके, सो ऐसे सब्सटेंस को हम क्या बोलेंगे? इंसुलेटर्स बोलेंगे. ओके, सो दिस इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ insulators. Okay, now if you want to give an example of insulator, there are several examples. For example, glass से देखो करंट पास नहीं हो सकती. Okay, then प्लास्टिक से भी करंट पास नहीं होता है. वुड से करंट पास नहीं होता. सो बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स है इंसुलेटर्स के भी और बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स है कंडक्टर्स के भी. Okay, now there is one simple question over here. Why are some substances conductors while others are insulators? कुछ substances conductors होते हैं और कुछ substances क्या होते हैं? Insulators होते हैं. तो ऐसा क्यों है? हमारे मन में सवाल आना चाहिए कि अल्यूमिनियम, कॉपर, आयरन, ये जो मेटल्स है, ओके, इन मेटल से करंट का फ्लो होता है, लेकिन प्लास्टिक में, ग्लास में, वुड में करंट का फ्लो क्यों नहीं होता? व्हाट इज द रीजन? सो द रीजन is very simple. Now these substances which have free electrons, ऐसे substance जिनमें free electrons होता है, वो क्या कर सकते हैं, करंट को एक टर्मिनल से दूसरे टर्मिनल की तरफ क्या कर सकते हैं, मूव करवा सकते हैं, लेके जा सकते हैं। लेकिन जो इंसुलेटर्स होते हैं उनमें फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्स क्या होता है, एब्सेंट होता है। ओके, सो द आंसर ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन इज डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड टू the term called as free electrons. Okay, and we have studied about free electrons in our previous lecture. Okay, so conductors have free electrons, and as they have a free electron, they can carry an electric current from one terminal of the substance to the another terminal. Okay, whereas insulators lack these free electrons, and hence they are unable to carry the charge or the electric current from one terminal to the another terminal. Okay, now there is second question: why can our body conduct electricity? Now question may arise that human body, okay, it is not made up of iron, complete iron or complete aluminium or copper. Okay, definitely we don't have such a body which is made up of iron. Then why the current flows through a human body? क्वेश्चन इज वेरी सिंपल, करंट कैसे लगता है हमें, शॉक कैसे लगता है? तो इसके पीछे रीजन ये है कि हमारे जितने भी हमारा बॉडी जो है वो कंप्लीटली किससे बना हुआ है, सेल से बना हुआ है। ओके, व्हाट इज द बेसिक यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ, इट इज अ सेल। तो कंप्लीट जितने भी ऑर्गेनिजम्स है उनमें वो सेल से बने हुए। उनका पहला बेसिक यूनिट क्या है, उनका सेल है। और हमारा जो सेल होता है उसमें सोडियम आयंस प्रेजेंट होते हैं, पोटेशियम के आयंस प्रेजेंट रहते हैं, क्लोराइड आयंस रहते हैं। ओके, और ऑब्वियसली हमारा जो ब्लड है उसमें भी आपको Fe आयंस देखने मिलेंगे, आयन होता है हमारे ब्लड में भी। तो हमारा जो बॉडी है उसमें मूविंग आयंस प्रेजेंट है, और जब हमारे बॉडी को पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस अप्लाई होगा तो क्या होगा, हमारे बॉडी से करंट फ्लो होगा। हालांकि 24 वोल्ट तक जो करंट होता है वो हम फील नहीं कर सकते, उसके लिए हम लोग क्या है, इंसुलेटेड है। मतलब अगर पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस 24 वोल्ट का है या उसके आसपास की अगर वोल्टेज है तो हमें करंट नहीं लगने वाला है। जब करंट का मैग्नीट्यूड, जब वोल्टेज का मैग्नीट्यूड बहुत ज्यादा होता है, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा अमाउंट का अगर पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस हमारे बॉडी को अप्लाई होगा तब जाके हमें करंट लगता है। ओके, now there is one particular activity given over here, that is make a list of conductors and insulators you see around. So what will be your homework? You have to make a list of conductors and insulators. Okay, so at least 10 conductors and 10 insulators you have to note down. Okay, in your notebook, 10 conductors and 10 insulators. Now let us see one more topic, that is experimental proof of Ohm's law. Okay, so we have studied this Ohm's law, and it clearly states that in constant conditions, okay, where the physical parameters are not going to change, at such conditions, potential difference of any electrical circuit or any conductor is going to be directly proportional to the electric current. Okay, what we have seen, V is directly proportional to the electric current. Okay, so if we want to prove this particular thing, how we can prove it? We can obviously prove this by performing a certain experiment. So the experiment is not that much difficult. What we can do, we have to take a wire. Okay, here the wire used is a nichrome wire. Okay, and it has certain resistance. Now we are going to connect one, two, three, four cells. Okay, there are four cells given over here, and these cells are connected in series. Okay, that means the potential difference of this cell is going to be added. Okay, so the potential difference provided to this particular circuit is more. Okay, then we have connected an ammeter and a voltmeter. Now we know the ammeter is used to measure the amount of electric current flowing in a circuit, whereas the voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference in a circuit. Okay, now we also know that ammeter is connected in a series to the resistance, whereas voltmeter is connected in a parallel connection to the resistance. Okay, now if we want to determine the value of voltage and current, okay, we are going to find the value of V and the value of A. Okay, we will find the current flowing in a circuit, and we will also find the voltage, okay, which is applied in the circuit. and after taking 2 to 3 readings, okay, we can draw a graph, okay, and we have to plot a graph of this particular reading. Okay, we will take voltage on the y-axis and current on the x-axis. Suppose now here the 4 readings are to be noted. Okay, now while taking the first reading we may use only one cell, whereas while taking the second reading we may use 2 cells, 3 cells and 4 cells. By increasing the number of cells, what we are going to do, we are going to increase the potential difference. Okay, and if we are increasing the potential difference, there must be an increment in the amount of current flowing in a circuit. Okay, अगर पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस हम लोग इंक्रीज कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब क्या है, करंट भी क्या होना चाहिए, इंक्रीज होना चाहिए. ओके, सो वो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, यहाँ पर मेजर करेंगे. तो obviously now we cannot perform this experiment, so we can only assume our final conclusion. So after performing all this experiment, what we are going to get, we will be getting that when we increase the potential difference, okay, of the circuit, the amount of electric current also increases. जब हम लोग potential difference को increase करेंगे, उसी समय इलेक्ट्रिक करंट जो है वो भी क्या होगा, इंक्रीज होगा. लेकिन हमें एक और चीज ध्यान में रखना है कि जब पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस इंक्रीज होता है, उसके साथ साथ एक और टर्म जो है, फिजिकल पैरामीटर जो है इलेक्ट्रिक करंट का, वो भी इंक्रीज होता है, और वो क्या है, रेजिस्टेंस है. Okay, now in the table you can see the electric current is measured in milliampere. Then we have to convert this milliampere value into ampere. Okay, then potential difference is given over here, and then if we divide the value of potential difference by the value of electric current, what we are going to get, we will be getting the amount of resistance present in the circuit. Okay, suppose आपको voltage का value पता है और आपको करंट पता है, और आप चाहते हो कि आपको ये पता चले कि आपके इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्किट का रेजिस्टेंस कितना है, तो वो आप कैसे फाइंड कर सकते हैं, आपको सिंपली V को डिवाइड करना है I से. ओके, यू डिवाइड V बाय I एंड यू विल बी गेटिंग द अमाउंट ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस फ्लोइंग इन अ सर्किट. ओके, और रेजिस्टेंस का यूनिट क्या है, ओहम है. क्या है यूनिट, ओहम. So this is it for today's lecture. Okay, we have studied about conductors, insulators, and we have gone through the experimental proof of Ohm's law. Unfortunately, we cannot perform certain experiments, okay, as we are studying in an online mode. Now, in the next lecture, we are going to see about the systems of resistor. Okay, so we will be seeing about resistance in series and resistance in parallel, and all these numericals which are there in this particular chapter, we will be covering all these numericals once completing the theoretical part of the particular chapter. Okay, so go through the chapter completely, and then we will solve the numericals. Okay, complete the homework, and we will meet in the next lecture. Until then, thank you.